Hi, I want to show a new AI feature that we just added to Moodle that specifically I wrote for um, teachers in English and possibly social studies and really any class that um, the teacher's doing writing assignments for the students, and they want to allow the students a way to proof their own assignments. So it's called MooProof. I'm going to go ahead and add editing here, and it is a resource that you can add anywhere in your course. So if you look under resources, you'll see the one called MooProof. So I'm going to show you how it works, and then I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay, in my class, they have a blog post they're going to do. And down here at the blog post, I have an assignment or an resource called Proof Your Paper Before Submitting Mr. Pool. Student comes in here, they have a place to either paste text or upload a file, and it has to be a text file or a docx file in order to do an upload. And they can go and take, and I'm going to go ahead and take this student's blog post and just paste it straight into the text area and hit submit for proofing. Now you notice the students don't have anything they can tell the AI. And that's because as the teacher, you've already set up what the AI is going to allow that student to do. And then, so here we go. It came back with reviews, sentence structure, repetition, language, clarity. It's giving points that the student needs to fix in this paper. And then after that, it gives them a chat that they can ask up to 10 questions, and these are all default. So the default is 5 submissions a day. The default is 10 questions after submission. Those are all things that you can change. So what are my specific? And then a student can then chat and ask specifically. Okay, so specifically, there's only one in the entire paper. And then what are the 3 worst mistakes? So you get the idea. The student can ask more specific questions than the general feedback. The idea here is that before a student submits to you, they learn to use AI responsibly to get feedback on their paper so that they can make changes and give you a better product in the end. So let's look at how that's set up back here. So resource name, in this case, my resource name was Proof Your Paper Before Submitting to Mr. Pool. You could just make it Proof Your Paper. There doesn't have to be description. Down here in the proofing instructions, those are the default. So you can edit anything and add or remove anything, and you can change what grade level. If you're teaching 5th grade, you can change it to a 5th grade level so that AI is going to try to assess the writing at the grade level you choose from the drop down. It goes from grade 3 up to grade 12. If you're a 3rd grade teacher, you might, or even a 5th grade teacher, you might say, well, I want everybody to be writing at that level. You get the idea. So it says proof this paper for grade, and that inserts the grade level you just chose, providing the student appropriate feedback for this grade level, focusing on grammar, spelling, punctuation, and clarity. Do not rewrite the paper. Instead, point out areas that need improvement and explain why. A perfectly good AI prompt, you can leave it alone. However, if you want to be more specific and say, please say 1 positive and 2 items to change. You could do that and change it and be more specific. If you don't want to get them too much feedback, hey, just give them positive and 2 negatives. Here under the rate limiting, the default is set to 5 submissions per day. You may say, I only want them to do it once a day. They get 1 feedback to proof their paper, make the changes, and then add it on. However, the default's fine. The advanced settings says how many words they can submit. The maximum is 5,000. I don't think we're going to get a lot of people going over that. How many times can they chat? It has 10, and that's 10 per session. So it's going to talk to them only about the paper they submitted, and they can do up to 10. And this AI response style, balanced is fine. You have the choice to make it more focused or more creative. And that's what this means. The other settings are pretty much standard. Do you want them to do something else before they can see this? And is there some case that they have to do this to complete? Maybe they can't submit the paper until they've checked it once. So you could say students must have this, mark this as done in order to proceed on. And that's it. It's a really easy setup. Once you've done that, you could use the same one and just move it throughout your course as you're going forward, which is what I would suggest, that you have this proof, this paper, and then I just move it to the next section. Because if you don't, then you've got one per section that the students could interact with, and I would only have one per course. So specifically, this was made to help out any teacher that does papers or submissions in their class. I was focusing really on, in my mind, English and social studies, although I have it set up for my course as well so that they can proof things before doing blog posts. You could use it for anything that your students are submitting text for, to just have it proof and give them one more chance to get feedback before they move on. Again, the point of this, because we've set the prompt where they can't get to it, is to teach them responsible use of AI, that there are ways to use it without it being wrong. Having it proof and giving you feedback and things you can change, that's the responsible use of AI. Using it to write your paper is not. And by the way, if they ask the chatbot to rewrite their paper, it won't do it, because we said do not rewrite the paper in the AI prompt, so it won't do that. And that's it for the new MooProof resource that's available in your Moodle course today.